In this video, we're going to go over how to add your domains into LCS using Cloudflare so that you get that free SSL certificate, whether you're using your main domain or a subdomain. So the first thing you need to know is that there are 4 places in LCS that you can add your domains. So let me come over here to my dashboard. The first place is over here in Settings. So click on the hamburger menu, Account Settings, and here on Domain. This is where you're going to find the instructions for creating the records that you need to get the branding done. So make sure that you just take this information and copy it onto like a notepad or something. So I'll do that here so that you have it. The directions are going to be the same for every domain that you create. So this particular domain is going to affect the URL for your appointments, your surveys, and also your lead pages. So that's what this is. So anytime anyone takes one of my surveys, this is the first part of the URL that they see. You can choose whichever default page you'd like. It's completely up to you. The second place you'll want to add a domain is here under the lead settings, which is the blue check mark. This is where you find all of your business card information. Everything business related, business card related is here in this section. So we would come over here to branding and then business card domain. And again, you can choose whatever default page you'd like, just depends on how you've set up your business card. You can also come over here to enterprise settings, come to branding, and then enterprise domain. This particular domain is going to be the URL that your employees or your staff log into to manage your business. So all of the surveys that you create or appointments you create, etc. If you want to assign any of that to your staff or to your employees, this is the URL they would use to log in to access that. And then the last place is your agency area. This is where you create all of your client accounts. So this URL is going to be where your clients log in to see whatever you've set up for them in their account, and that's where they would log in to manage it. So again, we would just come over here to branding and agency domain, and again, you can choose your own default page, but for this one, you can do it for the desktop and for mobile, which is really nice. So now what we need to do is get things transferred over to Cloudflare. The transfer can take up to 24 hours to complete, but it usually doesn't take that long. And we can speed it up quite a bit just by adding our A record in before we start the transfer. Side note, if you have hosting on your URL and you're using a subdomain in LCS, you'll want to wait until you've transferred your name servers before adding any additional A records. So we're going to come over to our advanced DNS, and you'll notice that I've already added my A record. Because once you add the A record, you're going to want to make sure you leave it there for at least 30 minutes before switching your name servers over to Cloudflare. So add new record. A record is the type. The host is going to be your domain. So in this case, it's livelifebydesign.pro. The IP address is going to be the IP number that we copied over from Survay, which is the 72.52. And then you'll want to click on OK to accept. Once you've done that, let it sit for at least 30 minutes, and then we can come back and transfer our name servers. Now that we've let our A record sit for at least 30 minutes, we can go into Cloudflare and either log into our account or sign up for an account. Once you get to the Add Your Site screen, we're going to go ahead and add our domain, and we're going to add it without HTTPS. So we'll go ahead and type it in and then click on Add Site. You'll get a little message that says that they're querying the DNS records, so we'll just go ahead and click on Next. We're going to choose the free plan and confirm it. Now that we have our DNS records, we're going to need to edit that A record and again point it to LCS. So we're going to take the IP that's currently in there and copy it. I like to copy and paste it into a notepad just in case I need it again. So I'll go ahead and paste it here. And then we're going to copy the LCS IP and paste it into our value. To save it, you just need to click out of the box. We'll keep the name the same. Now we'll just need to make sure that that orange cloud is on. That's our SSL certificate. So we'll scroll down and hit continue. And now we have our name servers. This is where we get to change them. So we're going to copy one of them, go back into our domain registrar where we change our name servers. If it's Namecheap, we're going to switch it over to custom DNS instead of the Namecheap DNS. And then you'll just paste your name servers in there. Go back to Cloudflare, copy the second one, and paste that one in the second line. Once you're done, make sure you hit OK to save, and then we'll head back over to Cloudflare and click on Continue. This will bring us to the Complete Your Name Server Setup page, which we've actually already done, but do take a second to look over the information here and just double check that everything's correct. You'll have the option to check the status of the transfer every hour through Cloudflare, but Cloudflare will also send you an email when the process is complete. The last step is to come over here to the top and click on Crypto. And we're going to change our SSL from full to flexible. Once we're done, the last step is just to go back into LCS and make sure that we've added our domain to the area that we want it branded to. So just remember that if you haven't done this yet, your enterprise domain area will be blank, but you will want to start by typing in HTTPS and then your domain. Choose your default pages and click on Add Domain. Once you've done that, the only thing left is to check it. So you can copy the domain from the employee login URL if you'd like. Basically, we need that domain to redirect to the login page, which was the default page that we chose. So we'll paste it in and just check to see that it works. Perfect, it goes right to the login page. You, of course, will probably have a business logo of some kind on this page. But just to show you, let me go ahead and move the camera down so you can see. So you can see the URL is correct, but I will go ahead and just type it in here again so you can see it. Oops, I forgot to put the HTTPS in there, so let me try it again. Awesome. So that's how you set up a root domain into Cloudflare. So let's just cover a subdomain really quickly, especially if you have hosting somewhere else. If you do have hosting somewhere else, once these DNS records are transferred, your main domain will have another IP address, like it did when we moved it earlier. And that's okay. We would leave it with that IP address because that's who's taking care of your hosting. When we do the subdomain, though, we'll create an A record. The name will be our subdomain, and the IP will be pointed towards excuse me, pointed towards LCS. So the subdomain could be connect, and the IP address, again, will be LCS. So we'll just copy it and paste it, add the record, and now I'll just show you what it looks like in LCS. So we'll go to the section where we want to change our domain. Back into branding. That will be blank if you haven't done it yet. So now the URL is going to be HTTPS, the subdomain, and the main domain. And then we'll just add domain. Now we can copy it and check it in another browser. And it's working perfectly. Thanks for watching.